What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday, uh, I was talking about it before the show started. I can't believe I trusted Tua. That was just stupid. 0-2 on NFL, and then NBA, I went 1-2, and that was very unfortunate as well because I don't know if you saw the end of the Rockets game, but that officiating was horrible. If you had a Rockets ticket, um, Ime was complaining about it after the game, and then there's about what, like 6 seconds or something like that left in the game. The Rockets are up by one. Both teams are in the bonus. They like it's another foul call that gets them to shoot a free throw to tie it up and just screws everything. So unfortunate for me on that losing day. Got to do better here today. Hopefully, yesterday was better for you, Rob Veno.
Well, first of all, you're right. It was 117, 116 at the end of regulation, and Denver got that foul call for one free throw. And that sent it into overtime, basically. Jokic misses the three. I had actually gotten a little bit lucky there. Well, not necessarily needed overtime, but had bet in game. I played the total because the first half was low scoring. I played it up and over. And that last 3 minutes of regulation, it was three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer, and nobody could miss. So worked out well for that regard. But as far as client plays, yesterday I too was on the Miami Dolphins team total over 19 and a half. 15 is not greater than 19 and a half. So we lose that one. I had mentioned to you prior to this show that first drive by Tua interception. I texted you and deleted it before I could send it, but you would have known exactly what I was going to say to you. Same thing. Can't believe I'm riding this guy trying to win money. But college basketball evened it off for me, 1-1. Yesterday we had the Wyoming team total up and over 78.5. They got into the 80s in their game against South Dakota State. So it was a split, no harm, no foul, really. We'll look to get back to it here today on $5 Tuesday.
All right, let's get to it. We only have one NBA game to talk about. So we'll go ahead and knock that out. Man, just real quick before that, last week I was saying, it wasn't really standing out to me for football. This week, I like a few things a lot, Rob. I'm gonna be pushing the button kind of early this week, probably like right after we get off the show. Have two plays I like quite a bit. All right. So we'll have something to talk about when we get to Thursday and Friday show.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
All right. Spurs versus the Knicks. They're out here in Las Vegas. Nobody is at home. Open 2.5. Still sitting right at 2.5. The total, though, open 227.5. And that's as high as 234.5. Nobody's on the injury report for the Spurs. For the Knicks, you have McBride out and you have Shamit out. Um, man, just thinking about I wish, first of all, I wish I knew I had this. I wish I had the status, like the for sure status of what we're going to get from Wemby. Is he going to start? How many minutes are we going to see him? Because there's a couple different ways I want to look at it. One, when Wemby's not on the court, their defense, it just is not good. So if he's not starting, I could be talked into a first quarter over. Um, if we're going to see more Wemby, even if he's not starting, then I kind of like the Spurs a little bit more. And it's just still a Spurs team who, regardless of the minutes limit, still went out and beat the Thunder. I mean, why can't they beat the Knicks? Spurs, some kind of over. Those are my initial thoughts here, Ravino. How are you feeling about that?
All right. Well, I did get to one of those. I did bet this game. I played Spurs team total over 116. Wemby went approximately 20 and a half minutes the other day against OKC, scored 22 points, found his way to the free throw line a bunch. And maybe, Skee, maybe I'm putting too much into one game, but we like what we saw out of the Spurs, who for the very first time this year, I was surprised to see this. I shouldn't have been surprised because the injuries have been pretty consistent for the Spurs. It was the first time this season De'Aaron Fox, Stephen Castle, Wembenyama, and Dylan Harper were all on the floor at the same time. Those are key guys for San Antonio. And we usually like to talk about guys coming back off of long injury stays. Wemby was out for 12 games, and maybe it hinders the cohesiveness of the team. Wasn't the case with San Antonio. They played very well against OKC. And I give you a brief batch of reasons here why I played San Antonio up and over. I like their opportunities for second chance points here in this game. Obviously, the Knicks they have some good perimeter rebounders as well, but the San Antonio rebound numbers are totally skewed by the fact that Wemby didn't play 12 games. Because when he came back, OKC ranks number 1 in defensive rebounds per game, number 2 in defensive rebound percentage, and number 3 in adjusted defensive rebound percentage. So Oklahoma City, basically, it's one and done when you're playing them. San Antonio got 15 offensive boards against OKC. That's huge. The Knicks might be a decent rebounding team, but they're not that good. And if San Antonio could do that against them, I believe they could do that here. Second chance points could be big. They just scored 111. Here I'm asking them to get 117. They scored 111 on the same floor against the number 1 defense in the NBA, Oklahoma City, scoring-wise, and it's not close. OKC's like 4 points ahead of the next closest team, and the Knicks are 4th, but they're 6 points better than the Knicks. OKC averages around 106 point something allowed, and the Knicks it's 112 point something. And to me, to be honest, I think the Knicks do it way more with tempo rather than solid defense. I could see De'Aaron Fox going by Jalen Brunson all day long tonight or all night long tonight. So I think, and again, maybe I'm putting too much stock into what they did against OKC, but you read the comments coming out of that game by Spurs players, and they seem pretty confident. Both teams are motivated, right? There's cash at the end of this win for both sides. So everybody's going to play hard. Karl Anthony Towns talked about it. Wembenyama talked about it. So I don't have any edge as far as motivation is concerned. But I didn't play full game total because I guess the response would be, well, if you like the Spurs to get over 116, how do you not like full game? But I think the obvious answer to that is they just held Oklahoma City to 109. And Oklahoma City is one of the best offenses in the league, and San Antonio D'd up. Anybody who watched the second half of that game when push came to shove, they were tough on the defensive end, and they've got athletes on that side of the ball. And now that they're fully healthy, I think they might try some pace here tonight too, Skee. They've got more speed. They tried to get out and run against OKC a little bit with some success. To me, it's just a game where even if it is high scoring, I trust San Antonio to get more than 116. 2.5, I wasn't as keen on playing them plus the points, but I'm going to depend on them offensively here to get me to 117.
117 for the Spurs. I could see that. Dropping dimes in the chat likes the Knicks team total under. That's interesting. Spurs defense definitely gets better the more Wemby's on the court. So that's, it's just hard to play this one without knowing how many minutes we're going to get from him. As far as, if he's not going to be on the court very much, I like points. If he's going to be on the court more, I like less points. But I do think the Spurs are the side. I look at the Knicks a little bit closer. Like, they just beat the Magic, who are banged up right now. They beat the Raptors, who have looked pathetic since RJ's been hurt. They've been beating a lot of less than's. They beat the Magic again, the Jazz, the Hornets. Spurs versus the Thunder and the Lakers, a lot more impressive. I'll say that. I think that the Spurs are live here, Rob Veno. That's it. One game, quick and out, easy peasy, Rob Veno. So before we get to best bets, we'll throw up $5 Tuesday. Remind everybody about that. You can go to Rob's page, should have a $5 play. You can check it out, see what his write-up might look like, see what his play is, see if you want to rock with him a little bit longer. For myself, My play is not up yet. My $5 play will be for tomorrow. I'm looking at an NBA game for tomorrow. So I will have mine out a little bit later today. You can check back. Outside of that, um, we do have that full court all access pass, 3 days of college basketball and NBA for only $49. We have the year long deal. I mean, I mention that all the time. You can get Rob Veno for a year. You get $500 off, comes out to just $125 a month, and you'll get a 25% bonus coupon you can use on myself. They did at this for me, so I'm gonna throw it out there. Um, oh wait, no, that's not it. Sorry. Here we go. NBA through the finals for only $4.99. So it says I'm the number one NBA capper going back to December of 2021. And the numbers right there, as far as last 30 days, were from yesterday, but 55 and 35. We haven't seen the board well. Just look at basketball in general. I think it's what is it, 67 and 40 run that I'm on right now. So seeing it well, if you want to rock for the season, that is a way to do it. Vino, gonna ask you if you have anything else you'd like to promote. Feel free. If you have a best bet for the show, we love to hear it. If not, all good.
I'll just say real quick, there are just a host of special offers over at wagertalk.com. They introduced a couple of new ones that they've used before. Of course, Weekend Warrior is always in play for football guys. There's a ton of football this week. The College Bowl package is well reduced price wise. College football going again tonight. One other plug here, Skee, real quick. I very seldom do this. I'll do it today because we got a little bit of time. The college basketball, Wager Talk's college basketball show, Full Court Press, airs every morning, 10 a.m. East, 7 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. I was hosting this morning because Adam Trigger, the usual host, was at an 11 a.m. game with Drexel in
Oh
the
wow.
Philadelphia area. Trig was at the Drexel game with, you'll love this, Skee. It was a high school invitation game. So about 3,000 high school kids in the gym with Trig and his dad front row. we were ripping him, saying we would watch to see if he was going to get into the 6-7 chant or not on court side. But that's Trig doing Trig things. Anyway, the bottom line is every day, Monday through Friday, all weekdays, 10 a.m., Full Court Press. This morning, my guest was Jim Root of Three Man Weave and of Basket Under Review. Real knowledgeable with college hoops. So if you're into college hoop, go to the YouTube channel for Wager Talk. Play it back. A lot of good info there on tonight's college basketball card. As for today, where best bets are concerned, I'm going to go with what I just said here earlier, Skee. I like the Spurs team total over 116. Win or lose, I think they're going to do enough offensively here. Just like they're so much deeper than the Knicks too. I don't think I brought that up, but their depth is very solid as opposed to the Knicks, who are maybe, legitimately too deep. Jordan Clarkson, Mitchell Robinson, aside from that, not much there. But San Antonio is so interchangeable. Foul trouble could hurt the Knicks here if you're building a Spurs case. But I'm going to build the case for San Antonio up and over 116 and a half. 116. 116, we get a push tonight. So make sure you shop it. That'll be my best bet for the show.
All right, good stuff, Ravino. I have not placed a bet yet today. If I was betting the side, it would be the Spurs. So that's all I'm going to leave with for today. I am looking at, I haven't played, I mean, I'm looking at a lot of college basketball, a lot of good games for that today. College basketball has been nice to me, and going to lock in some of that football and just look again. So I'm definitely going to add throughout the day. But as of right now, I haven't pushed confirm to tell you guys it's a best bet. Vino, appreciate you taking the time to do the show with me. Appreciate everybody else in the chat as well. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll have 2 NBA games to talk about. So best of luck on all your action tonight, and we'll catch you all again tomorrow.